The first thing, like the Facebook account, probably will be using some kind of account. So either you can use your personal account, because at the end we are not really. It's up to you again whether you are using any specific personal account, or you can just create one duplicate account with your any of your names, or maybe your family names, whatever. Okay, and also I have shared the links to the different groups already. If you remember, if you have seen the chat box probably in our group, we have shared the group informations. So I have listed 70 plus probably Muslim groups with different options. So there are many categories in that. Okay, so there are groups which are more specific, like uh, they are doing specific Shia kind of things. Even there is a one group on Shia community as well. They also post a lot of things relevant. They are doing their own promotions. It's something like that. Okay, so every group is different. So our intention is to join to the specific groups. So using whatever the account. So make sure that, and if you have any listed, and also have shared the keywords, probably the keywords like where you can just search with that particular keyword with group keyword. Probably you'll find many more Muslim other groups probably in the future as well. So you can also join to them. And if there is any group which is not listed, probably you can share that particular list. If you have figured out maybe 10-15 additional groups, probably I recommend you to share the link with me. Probably what I'll do is I'll try to share with others as well, so that they can also join. So that way we can just increase the number of groups. Now the main concept behind this is, like, each and every group you may find, so there will be few people from 10,000 to maybe 100,000. Probably there is a different range of groups in each group. Whatever is listed, yeah, approximately easily minimum around 5 to 10,000, and something goes bigger than that. Even there are some 100,000 or even more people you'll find in that specific groups. So, like, the major benefit of these groups is, like, when you are joining to these specific groups, you will get updates from those specific groups, and later on we can also post our own specific information. Whatever the authentic information we are going to collect, we'll be using that information to post on that. Okay, so this is something what we have seen in the previous session. So if you have anything quick to add up, probably you can just add up now. So this is typically like your first step, probably we can say. Now moving on to the next step. Now what we are going to post, that is something next thing we need to know, what and how. Like in the overview, probably I have discussed what we'll be doing is, like, we'll be collecting. So it's important. Whatever we are posting, it is based on the Quran and Hadith references, probably. And of course, even there are many people who will misguide with you with the Quranic quotes as well. Like they will try to prove that, okay, visiting dargahs and all those things, they will try to prove with the Quranic verses as well. So you'll find plenty of those kind of people as well. Okay, I have good experience with those. Maybe you also experience with them as well. Okay, so what we'll be doing is, the first thing is now collecting the information. So that is the next major part on this. But now the question is, like, how we are going to collect, because there are multiple resources you need to utilize. Now there are multiple resources, like I do have some PDF references from different scholars, probably in two different languages. Like we will be using Roman Urdu, probably most of them, if they are more in Indian Pakistan origin, probably will be using the Roman Urdu, probably, and English. Probably English is, of course, will be using. Apart from this, so there are a specific collection of specific books on different topics. Like I do have this specific collection, probably will be collecting more. But again, at the same time, you also need to, when we are uh, collecting information, again, that is something we need to, before we start collecting the information, probably we need to decide a specific topics. Like every individual will be selecting one specific topic. Like there are different topics, like the basic thing we always start with Tawhid. What is Tawhid? What is Shirk? And this is a basic thing. And apart from that, you have like regarding the salah, probably there are different options like the importance of the salah and even the procedure how to pray with the Quran, with the references, authentic references of hadith, or even there are topics like common mistakes you generally people do, or which is right, what is the correct way, which is the nearest way to pray according to the sunnah, so according to our prophet from how he prays probably. So these are the things you need to collect. So even there are topics like interest. Now in majority of the people, interest is something common you'll see, and there is something like music as well. Even there are many haram things which are being used by many Muslim people, and they say that it's okay. That many people say it's okay. It to this extent it is acceptable, something like that. They create their own ways to make the halal haram things as halal on them as well. So probably you need to collect this information. Okay, so every individual will be selecting a specific topic. So that is something first we need to do. So select one topic. So this will take time. It's not like it's like immediate process. But again, collecting the information how will be coming here again. How means probably you'll find, I'll share some references of PDF books from different scholars. You'll find that is one option. And probably the best way is to contact your nearest scholar. Let's say if you are in touch with your local imam or the scholar, probably who is, because everyone will be in touch. Like I the masjid where I pray, probably I do have a contact with my local, kind of ulma who generally preaches on every Friday or those. So if you have some good communication with the local scholars or any specific committee people, the committee people who run the masajids, they have contacts with their own with the different scholars nearby. Probably you need to get in touch with them, and probably you can ask for specific references on specific topic. Because the thing is like let's say if I'm as, let's say if according to our profession, let's say I'm a Cisco certified. So if you talk anything about Cisco, probably uh, relevant to most of the information I know, because I have been spending 15-20 years on this, learning this things probably, and I'm doing my day-to-day job on this. I do trainings on this. So if any information relevant to Cisco, normally people approach me because most of the time, in the last 10-12 years regarding any certifications, so they just come to me because I have been in doing this. So similar way, you need to contact a professional in this, probably the scholars, the ulma. They know in and out for most of these things, and even they can provide you some correct references where you can make a collection of that. Because uh, because the problem is when in the future what you'll face is like let me give an example. Let's say you are posting some information on, let's say you do some post, and where you say that let's a simple example like music is something haram, and you even you quote some Quranic references where you have like anything which deviates from you from Allah, probably divert you from Allah, probably that is something is prohibited. It include, now the ulama have listed that in that music is also there. Now if you go with some specific group, like uh, in a specific group, I don't want to name those specific groups right now probably, but they have their own nas with a lot of music in that, and they say that their opinion is like, and they say that music is halal as long as you're praising Allah and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So that is something their opinion, okay, and they start quoting you a lot of things on that. So unless you have all round information, means if you are working on any specific post, if you have the authentic information of multiple things which are relevant to this one, then it becomes easy for you to quote one after the other instead of simply arguing with anyone. So you cannot, because arguing that will never end, but instead of arguing we'll be posting with some reference, probably references, and the references may be from the Quran, that is something, and the Sahih Hadith, and also the different opinion of scholars. Because if you see, there are plenty of scholars previously, they have their own opinions on this, and even there are many scholars who translated, they have uh, the Quran translations also available in different languages. So they are like, top level scholars. So we need to have those references as well. So the scholar when you are interacting, they refer many books apart from reading the Quran and Hadith. They also have different books which are documented by different scholars. Probably they read a lot on that, so they know those things. So they can provide you that all-round information, because you have to. It's just not just like your normal post, because normally what we do is, even I used to do, like you post something and then people start mocking you again. Now it becomes very difficult for you to argue, most of the time, because mostly the scholars have, they know in and out of each and every point what they question you, and automatically that will help you to answer them in a proper way. Okay, and apart from that, whatever you post, let's say one person posts this, at the same time the remaining 10 people, of course there are 10 people right now, and maybe in the group we have 70 plus people, so few more I will add, because once I start messaging my other social networking friends, or probably on some post, we can add 100 plus. I don't want to really make a big group initially, because because once we stabilize our work, then it makes sense, adding more people and then those things. And these people will be in doing this, and these people will be interacting the same way. They are posting their own comments, and for these people we'll give references. It's not like uh, we only one guy is posting and commenting and supporting this post. It's like all these people get involved in that, so we'll make everyone get involved in that. So like that, every individual will be focusing on one topic, and probably, and if there is any kind of negative comments, or any kind of opposition comments where people are saying different things or difference in opinions, we'll try to again post some other informations relevant to that. So it's not just this post, we are trying to uh, complete the on one specific topic. Okay, so this is a way you do. Probably we'll try to figure out if you can, because we are just discussing on specific people, because we are trying to make a group of 5 to 10 people added specific callers in the group as well. But again, the issue with the scholars is, they are more proficient in Arabic and the local languages, whatever they are, like mostly in Indian origin, like Urdu specific, and they are a little bit far away from English as well as on the internet. So this is something like how we are far away from our Quran. Similar way, they are also far from this part. But again, as I said, when we are doing this work, probably we need the guidance as well as we need the information to work on this. Because if you are working without the guidance of under the ulma, the scholars, then there is easily we can get into wrong path unnecessarily, or we can start doing something which is something goes against the Islamic law. So we need to keep check on each and every thing, or each and every post what we post, if it is correct or not, and again how far it is correct, all that things, so they can help you better on that. Okay, any fine, so let's go ahead. Probably regarding the topics, we'll decide in the group. So probably, as I said, we'll be having two different groups. We just separated one active group from the normal group, so we're still in the normal group. Slowly we'll start move people to the active group. Most of the task whatever we do, that will be done on the active group, and most of this information also will be shared only with the people who are in the active group again. Okay, so but again, we'll keep posting the activities what we did, those things in the normal group, so that we can motivate the people as well, and slowly we can push we can push the people to the active group where they are actively participating in these activities. Because still you see many people still post things like just like any other group. Okay, Okay, so there are specific website information. So probably there are specific things. So this is one example. Let me just quickly summarize the things. So like correcting the information, this is one of the main part. Everything depends on this. Now correcting the information, as I said, will be referring some PDFs from different scholars in different languages. And of course, these are authentic scholars only, will refer them. At the same time, we can also verify the local scholars as well. With that is something always it is recommended, because whatever you find on the internet or on the blogs, it's very important to verify with our the authentic scholars as well. Just a point of confirmation, because you cannot, because still there are many people who provide misinformation based on Quran hadith. So probably you'll find there are plenty of blogs on that. Okay, so this is one resource, and the second on specific topic, as I said, topic wise, we have to decide, we have to select individual topics. We'll share that in our active group. And apart from that, the audio recordings, later on, audio recordings is something we can do. This is something we'll talk about a little bit later. Like, I do have a little bit audio recordings of the high level scholars from India, probably in the local language Hindi. Probably what we can do is we can convert these audio recordings into some kind of video background editing kind of work. This is something we may be doing later. So I'll not discuss on this right now, but we'll be doing this later. That is one option, because that is a little bit time consuming process. So we need some more people to do that specific job. So we don't get into that right now. And we'll also create some blogs later on. Once the information on the specific topic is collected, we'll try to build some kind of website, and we create the specific blogs on with some information. So you'll find plenty on the internet as well. So it's not like there are we don't have. We still want to add one more blog on specific topics, so with the references, so that in the future it will be easy for everyone to access at one point. Probably that's something we'll be doing in the form of, and also will whatever the information you have collected, probably we'll try to make one PDF document, PDF or Word document. Better is PDF, so that it cannot be modified in a kind of secure PDF format, and that can be used in the future as well. Even we'll share this, we'll try to forward this information to other groups as well. We have plenty of other groups also will be adding up, like individual groups. I'll be talking on that later, because still I have a plan of adding that as well. And also there are, we'll try to create some PPT presentations on this, the same on specific topic with like presentation, or even you can do one more in the form of video presentation as well, where you just have text scrolling with some background, again background with some relevant backgrounds, and then without audio, probably we can add audio later on. Even whatever the audio, you can, these audios also you can make one presentation with audio recording as well. So these are the formats of this information. Before it goes online, we need to build some formats here. So these are different formats we'll be doing. We need to get this. So this we'll see later, the video presentation. These are a little bit lengthy process. So already we'll follow the existing PDFs, and then we'll try to build some blogs, probably in the WordPress, some kind of simple, or we can, once we collect the information, we can ask, like the person who designs my website, probably we can just share it with that guy. Probably he will do that for us. So, or if we have anyone of us who is a little bit idea on the WordPress, probably we can register one site and we can go with that. And in that, we'll also do some PDF collections, presentations, like single point of references. So there are plenty of other websites you'll find like that. Let me just give some names. Like you'll find, I'll share those links. Probably there are some links where you'll find these informations as well. Okay. Okay, so this is something we need to do. So this is a little bit bigger part. And once this goes, once we collect the right information, then we are ready to go ahead and post or start promoting. Okay, so promotion part will take time. As I said, it's not like immediate process, because once we build one kind of way to work, it will take some time to go ahead, because unless we don't collect a proper information, there's no point in doing posting a specific thing without other options. Like if you take a simple example, if you refer my Facebook page as well, you'll find sometimes you post and you people start mocking you that you are not a scholar, even you're not a scholar, and you don't know anything. Who are you to tell this? Who are you to tell this is right, this is wrong? There are a lot of people start objecting, because we are not presenting anything from our side. We are just trying to present the information, what is the authentic information based on Quran and Hadith. And also at the back end, this is being referred and kind of certified by the scholars, saying that okay, this is something you can go ahead, because this is something correct information. You have to always check those things. Okay, so on their behalf, we are presenting the information. It's not like we are doing. So they're already doing their job. The scholars are already, they have spent their time in the learning, and they are also educating the people. So it's our job is, we are not, maybe we cannot go and learn each and everything, because they have spent plenty of 10-15 years on that, just like we spend on our careers. So what we can do is, whatever the information, whatever the education, this should not restrict to specific place. Like most of the lectures, like if you take an example of any scholar, every Friday they give khutbah on specific topics, and that should not be restricted to only local masajids, because we need to make sure that the correct information should go forward. There are plenty of people doing that. Okay, I'm not saying no one is doing. There are plenty of people doing that. It should happen from every side. That's our main agenda. And again, the audio recordings will be the recordings of those things. So we'll talk about this, how to do this later on. We need to do some kind of setup for this. I do have my own setup in my own local masajid. We did that in the last 6 months. And every Friday, the lectures are recorded, the audio recordings, not video, audio recordings are recorded. And also we have make one team of 4 or 5 people who will be working on this, doing some presentations. And also we do have our local page, Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, where you can promote, where you can post these things. And also we have 4 or 5 people of team, they will be posting on different groups as well. So in every local masajid, these things should happen. We can do this. Okay, it's like big plan. I'm not disclosing all the things right now, because it's too early, but this is something what we need to work on.